Hello and welcome back to VR. Today we are looking at Google Earth in 3D. Well, it's obviously in 3D because it's in VR, and I've got a menu and I've got another menu, and I think the left eye is recording, maybe the right eye. I actually don't know which eye is recording because this is all very new to me still. We are using a clip-on microphone, so I'm using a lavalier microphone. Apologies if it's sort of... Also apologies if next door's dog goes mental. It's been going mental all afternoon and I don't know why. Maybe it's trying to tell us something. Maybe it's achieved true sentience and is trying to tell us that it really likes licking its own butt. So what I thought we could do today is look around the world, just look at a few cities, and maybe end up with a quick trip home to my home county and just kind of have a look around where I live. Now, the interesting thing about Google Earth is it's a lot like Google Maps or the old Google Earth, where if we go and find a place in the world, and boy oh boy, this is kind of cool. Let's go and have a look at Japan. There we go, just sort of zoom in on Japan. Yeah, so a lot of the big cities, like the major cities, have height maps. So all the buildings actually have this cool sort of height map effect, and as we move in on an area, all these buildings are going to pop out for us. They're going to sort of render and, well, look like little 3D buildings, and it is amazing. It's kind of like flying over a city. It is flying over a city. How cool is this? Now, I'm not here for no reason. In fact, what we're going to do, instead of looking at the world as if we are a hovering alien spaceship, which is, it's pretty damn cool. This is so impressive. If I look down at my feet, oh, whoa, that is straight down. Or is it? No, it genuinely is straight down. So if we tilt the world up, so if we tilt the world down or up or whatever, bam! So now we are standing in the middle of Tokyo. I have become Kaiju, or Godzilla. Probably Kaiju. Or, Gaijin. Yes, no, that's probably what I would be called. Or a complete knob. They'd just be like, oh, you're a bit of a knob, aren't you? And I'd be like, yeah, no, that is a definite thing. This is amazing. There's little boats down there. If I can just sort of kneel down without scuffing the microphone too much. I don't know how much of this is going to come out on the video. I really don't. So there's little container ships. No, they're not container ships. They're little grain ships, or are they? They've got some sort of loose material in the hold. I'm guessing it's coal. It's either coal or grain or something that they're sort of popping in. That is amazing. And then there's the container area. Oh yes, these are container ships. They've got the little containers, and they're all little 3D modeled, and that's really quite amazing. But we're not here for that. We are here to find a landmark within Tokyo. And now I need to kind of find my bearings. What is that over there? Is that... Whoa, we're going to zoom right in. Oh, it's a Ferris wheel. I didn't even know that existed. It's kind of not quite been modelled. Not quite like the... Was it the Millennium Eye in London? No, yeah, it's good though. I mean, it has a certain amount of physicality to it, but it's not what we're here for. What we're here for is we're going to sort of... Superman up into the sky. Ooh, that is slightly disconcerting. Actually, it might be a little bit too high now. What I'm trying to find, I don't know where it is a tower in Japan. Tokyo Tower. But I hadn't realised how big Tokyo actually is. Let's sort of kick ourselves out of the harbour area. I think it's... Oh, I actually have no idea where it is at this point. This place is enormous. This place is absolutely enormous. Oh boy. Let's just sort of have a stab in the dark. What we might do is just go and stand on a building. I think that's probably our best. Oh, there it is, over there. Whoa, Tokyo Tower. Yes, it looks a lot like, let's zoom in on it. Ooh. That is amazing. As we zoom in, all the buildings are rendered around us, and it's so weird. It's like being on like a large papercraft model, and if I walk forward, I'm going to put my arm out, so if the chaperone actually, no, I think we're good. So this thing it's kind of physical, almost, but it has a sudden mass to it. It's not just like a polygonal model. Something we can do, and what I'll do is I'll just zoom us up a little bit, and then if I grab the top and move us sort of in closer proximity to this bit here, it pops in, and then we can kind of land, and then we can kind of walk around on the edge and look down and around at Tokyo. I'm gonna see. Is that cable hitting the microphone? I don't know. I honestly don't know. So we can kind of walk around a little bit. My living room isn't that big. In fact, this area here, boop, 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 is about where the chaperone or the guardian system interacts with the world. Now, close up, yeah, the textures aren't brilliant, but it was never meant to, whoa. I would not want to swan dive off the edge. So Tokyo Tower, responsible for transmitting things like, is it Domokan? Domokan and, what's Gremlin Diva? Is that, I want to say, no, I can't remember what Gremlin Diva is. It's gone completely out of my head. It's Umaro-chan and Domokan, transmitted from probably Tokyo Tower. I think it acts as a television transmitter. So yeah, Tokyo Tower, there we go, boop. We can also open up the world by sort of putting a pin on it. And I think the next place we should go, because this is brilliant, we can actually go down on the street, but there is a place in the world that fascinates me. And that is New York. It's kind of an obvious one. Twist my... I tell you what, let's just do a Superman. Whoa. And the world disappears. And now we're in space. Oh, I tell you what, we will tilt the world up. Zoom out a little bit more. This is absolutely amazing. No, we're going the opposite way. We need to go across the Pacific. And then there's North America. Oh, there's a bit of a shadow there. Is that... Where's the sun? Why is the sun being eclipsed by that sort of moon? Is that a moon or a space station? And why do I have no body? I've got no body. Now, where is New York? If we zoom in, I think it's kind of... Ooh, we're looking for Manhattan Island. That's Nova Scotia, Massachusetts. Maine, New Jersey, that's somewhere I know. New Jersey. We're looking for New York. Yorktown, Newport, Salisbury, Dover, Philadelphia. No, there we go, New York. New York. And Long Island, there we go. And this should be Manhattan Island. Whoa! I'll tell you what, let's do something about that sun. Let's go and grab it. Let's go. There we go. Because apparently there's an eclipse and I don't know why. I think we could probably change the day. Ooh. Okay. Everything's a little bit flipped up. So what we're going to do is hit the button. Wow. Done. Okay. What have we got in New York? Well, there should be... Where's Liberty Island? Is this it? Ooh. Zoom in on Liberty Island. Yep, there is the Statue of Liberty, a gift by the French to the Americans to say, hey, thanks for everything, old chums. Probably one of those things that says, thanks for everything, and also kicking the crap out of the British, because everyone likes kicking the crap out of the British. Including the British. If you've ever been on Facebook, they're always beating themselves up. So yes, this is a statue of Liberty. How close can I get? No, that's the chaperone. Okay, I keep calling it chaperone. It's guardian. It's a guardian with Oculus. That's what I'm wearing on my face. Can we give the Statue of Liberty a hug? Can we give Hunt's Island? Is that? Whoa! No! Hunt's Island, National One Liberty. Okay, fine. Ellis Island. Let's give her a hug. Oh, yeah. Okay, that was weird. I've just given the Statue of Liberty a hug. This island is very familiar to anyone who's played GTA 4 and also probably the original Deus Ex. Now we need to go in that direction. How are we going to do it? Should we fly there? Just go, let's get some altitude. So if we point in a direction and pull back on the stick, we actually move in that direction. That's kind of cool. And if we fly in that direction, if we aim sort of slightly up at the horizon, it's like being in an airliner or a helicopter. Wow. So this is Manhattan Island, and that's the site of what would have been the World Trade Center. Sadly, no longer there. But we need to go this direction, this specific direction. This is, oh, this is cool. This is so cool. I've seen this so many times in films. Just flying over the city. Now we have, oh, maybe I should actually, so that's, I'm going to stop a second. Ah, there we go. We have, I think that's the Empire State Building. Wow, that is the Empire State Building. Again, I'm just going to put my arm out. No, it's slight, why am I slightly off to one side, I think? What is this? What is this building? That is crazy. Some of the geometry is out, but apart from that, that is amazing. So we've got the Empire State Building. Now, I think, let's go up. I think my sister has actually stood on the observation deck because she's been to New York. I haven't. And now America is one of the places that absolutely fascinates me. Let's go and stand somewhere around. Whoop, not in the geometry. So let's just grab ourselves and pull ourselves to the edge and have a look at, boink, there we go. New York. New York, New York. The city so big. Whoa. It is big. It is very big. Now I'm a country boy and this isn't too bad. This isn't too bad at all. I could probably, I'd be okay here, I think. I mean, there are some trees. I can see some trees sort of down on the streets, and there's a kind of a logic to the city, I guess. Being able to explore it in VR is just not... Okay, so what you're probably seeing are polygons rendered on a 2D screen, and what I'm seeing is tangible, I think is the word. But this is not the building I came here to look at. Do we want to fly over to the building? Because that building over there is the one I want to look at. That? Okay, let's do this. Oh, okay. It's not too bad. It's absolutely not too bad. We're flying over the city. So this would have been, I'm guessing, the old Pan Am building. Wow. Let's just go and drop ourselves down. Oh, beautiful landing. So this is the old Pan Am building. Now Pan Am, Pan American Airlines, doesn't exist anymore, as far as I know. But in one of my favourite films, oof. I just put my foot on the edge of the carpet. I've got like a rug here. I just put my foot on the edge of the carpet and thought I was going to drop off the building. That is a thing. Oh, look, that's so far down. So far down. And yet it's not, because that's my carpet. That's probably a carpet, and if I put my arm out, apparently we can carry on walking. I don't want to carry on walking. I want to be here, even though I know it would be perfectly safe for us to do that. Yeah, so this appears in quite a few films. Any film sort of filmed in Manhattan during the 80s, you will see the Pan Am building. And one of my favourite films is Hackers, and that was 1995, directed by Ian Softly, and it had a very young Angelina Jolie, and it had, I think we could probably fly down there, you know. It had, I think it's Johnny Lee Miller, Fisher Stevens, who was obviously in the short circuit films. So Manhattan Island, I believe a lot of people film here because you don't have to pay for a license to film here, or there's no tax or something. So that's why a lot of films take place on Manhattan Island. Also, it's quite an interesting landscape with all these skyscrapers. Let's just detach, and suddenly the world pops in and we're flying along a street in New York. Someone's going to say, oh no, it's not New York, it's Queens, or it's the Bronx, or the Brooklyns. How could you be so stupid? And I'm like, well, because I'm a country boy from the UK, and I'll show you momentarily what that's like. So we're not giving it time for everything to really render in properly, but considering how close we are to everything, and considering how it's all rendered and how it's all mapped out, whoa, okay. Let's see if we can find Central Park. We found Central Park. Yes. I didn't realise what had buildings in Central Park. And a fountain. Amazing. Simply, and a golf course. Let's stop here momentarily. So we've got these little roads and things. This is so cool. And New York. Well, Manhattan Island. Yeah. All right, okay. There is one place we should probably visit. Two places we should probably visit, because films are filmed here. We've been to Tokyo to see Umaru-chan being transmitted. Let us go to, that's Alaska, British Columbia. Let's kind of go over here somewhere. What's going to happen? Pops us right back into space. Brilliant, okay. Because I want to go to, where do we want to go to? Let us go to, where are we? California. There's California, Baja. Right, okay, that's Baja, California. Right, what are we looking for? We should probably get in a little closer. We've got Washington up here. And I believe this will be Canada. So Vancouver is here? What's in Vancouver? Ooh, let's have a little sneaky peek while we're here. Why not? Ooh, it's the Canadas, eh? Oh my god. Right, okay. If you happen to be Canadian and watching this, I apologise. I so apologise. But it is still, let's go and land on this building. Oh, bonk. All right, we're in Vancouver. That's pretty neat. That is pretty neat. We've got the mountains in the background. Those mountains are where Perrier comes from, and Evian. As you can tell, if you've ever looked at a bottle of water. So Canada is where all the world's water comes from. That's as much as I know about Canada. What a lovely place. Let's just hover. We're doing a bit of Marvel superheroing right here. In fact, why don't we just hover down to the edge? Bonk. I think we're a little tall. There we go. There we go. Ooh. So we have a building here that looks pretty damn cool. It kind of looks like a server tower case. I'm guessing we're in the banking sector. As you can tell, Canada, probably the same as anywhere else in the world, it's full of bankers. London has bankers, and we keep them all in towers like this, and America has bankers, and you know, bankers do kind of do their own thing, usually to themselves, but quite often are looking to take over the world. We're in Canada. Good. There is one place I would like to see, and then why don't we go and have a look? Whoa. Now this is interesting because I think Victoria is somewhere near here. Ooh, I think that's the island over there. Let's go and have a look this way. Now Victoria, we'll stop by Victoria real briefly. I think this is it. Yes, this is it. Whoa! I should not be trying to walk around while this place is all rendering in. Okay, so there is height map detail or data for this place, but this island, and there is a reason for coming here, don't worry about that. This island, not so big on the old massive ass buildings. Massive ass buildings. Let's go and stand on top of the church. Wah! Okay. So close up, the old trees look a bit, well, odd, I think. But we can clearly make out cars and we can make out streets and everything, which is kind of cool, actually. The reason we come here, because two things are filmed here. Victoria, Canada. First of all, and probably the most important, Stargate. I think, if I'm right, all the outdoor Stargate scenes were filmed on this island, boop, kind of here, and they were filmed sort of out the back there in the woods. And I'm not entirely too sure, so we've come to Victoria. I think this is Victoria Island. So cool. The other thing that's filmed here, which is probably kind of, a lot of people might go, oh, hang on a minute, it's Loading Ready Run. Yes, LRR is filmed in Victoria in Canada, eh? And they eat things like poutine and do things like the Desert Bus charity drive. Literally a drive on a game that was made originally as, I think it's part of Penn and Teller's, oh, it's a collection by Penn and Teller, and it was kind of made as a joke, and they run it once a year, and it's a wonderful little live stream for charity. So yeah, Canada, eh? We're going to have a quick look at another place. So we'll have a look at one more place in the States, in America. Let's do this. Cool. And that is going to be up here somewhere. California. What we need to do is find Los Angeles. Oh dear God. Okay, so Los Angeles. Now this is a very interesting place. Let's just kind of crash just randomly in the middle of nowhere. So Los Angeles, famously, part of the influence for GTA 5. Apparently there's a McDonald's there. Not sponsored by them. Let's just move this way slightly. Also, I believe Jesse Cox is from Los Angeles, or at least lives in Los Angeles. Where are we? Is it going to tell us where Jesse Cox's house is? No! Let us change the old... Okay, so a lot of the co-optional podcasts will be filmed here, and if you've played GTA 5, you would have probably driven around the city. What you would have not have got is how bloody big it is. This is enormous! I mean, just absolutely massive. This is just crazy. Where's Tinsel Tower? Let's go and find that briefly. I'm not entirely sure. Is it over here? Or, oh no, it's over there. Okay, fine. So one of the main buildings, sort of player housing, wow, I'm just gonna let everything pop in a second. One of the main player housing places, structures, whatever it is Tinsel Towers, and that is this building here. I don't know what it's actually called. And you'd have driven up a road that does actually exist. No, is there a road there? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, there's a road over there. Okay, fine. But if we go and stand on top of it, oh, there we go. Pops in, and we are actually standing on top of it. Yeah, so this is usually where people come and plant bombs and stuff and blow up your car if you're playing GTA 5, and you're like, huh, that is not very nice. And I'm like, yep, that's what happens when you give a load of players guns and put them in a multiplayer server. And you might think, well, actually, I know how to get to the city. All I do is drive down this road, get to that cross section there, and then drive. Oh, well, maybe it's that city, those buildings over there. No. Let's fly. I love the way when you detach from a building, it just turns into like this papier-mâché town. And is that a shopping mall? Okay, so I think the buildings we're looking at or looking for are way over here. So there's like housing projects or something. Okay. Yep, and we carry on all the way up here, and the world is sort of popping in. Now, I do live in the countryside, so I'm not entirely sure how fast my internet is, but it's doing a damn good job keeping up with everything. It's got to be said. Now, if we just, slow down. Whoa, that was a little bit unnerving. You'll recognize this bit. So we were somewhere way over there. The sea is just a fantastic distance in that direction. And this building here, let's just go. You should recognize this. If you played GTA 5, you should recognize this building. It is apparently a US bank, and it does have, oh, can we get close enough? And it pops in, yep, bonk. Okay, so it does have a helicopter pad on top of it, amazingly. That is so cool. So if you are super, super rich and own your own helicopter, I don't know why you would be keeping your money in a bank. I think what you would normally be doing is keeping it somewhere a lot safer, probably up your bum. So yeah, the fact the banks are here are just, I mean, I'm pretty sure the banks are empty, but like it was in Canada, yeah, the banks are full of bankers, but no money, because that's the thing. What we're going to do is we're going to find, oh, should we see if we can find a Hollywood sign? We may as well. Whoa. Everything kind of pops in. Those roads are crazy big. Everything is just kind of crazy big. There's just so much of everything. It's mind-blowing. So New York, I could get my head around. I could get my head around that. This is just, it's asphalt for miles. Asphalt and concrete for miles and miles and miles. It's like looking at a Borg cube. It's so weird. I can't understand how something like this exists. I really can't. So what we're looking for, now I've got to try and remember where it is the Hollywood sign. Oh, where are you, Hollywood sign? I know it's somewhere around here. There's the observatory. Ooh, okay. I think it's, there we are. I know it's somewhere weird, like it was somewhere weird. We've got this valley and it's almost impossible to see unless you kind of know where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, other kin, and whatever you choose to be, the Hollywood sign, Los Angeles, California. And a massive television mast, which broadcasts Umaru-chan and Domo-kan and adverts for used cars, which is the only difference between Japan and America, I guess. So Hollywood, who'd have thought it? It's not everything I thought it would be. Also, I've just wrapped myself up in the cable. I'm going to do a 360 no-scope of the Hollywood sign. Pew, pew, done. The onion rings. That vista is crazy. There is just so many buildings, so many lives, just families and people, and no, that is too much. Too much. We'll go and have a look at the beach, because we may as well do that while we're here. So we'll fly past one of the reservoirs, which honestly doesn't look like it has enough water for just everyone here. It's crazy. That is crazy. So we're going to fly along this road here. Should we just look down as we're going? Whoa. That's weird. So strange. It's like, it's a helicopter view, but interestingly, it doesn't make me want to throw up, so that's cool. And, okay, let's slow down and turn around. All right, so we are at, one of these is Long Beach, one of these is Venice Beach. I believe if you've listened to the Co-optional podcast, everyone like Dodger and Jesse and everyone came here when Pokemon Go first came out, and they all came to the beach, and yes, there were gangs and stuff, and they were quite happy that people were looking at Pokemon Go, and well, it's a bit messed up. I've driven a car off here in a computer game, you know, just straight down the steps into the sea. I don't know what that accent was, sorry lads. The fun fair? Whoa, so the Ferris wheel and the, I guess, little roller coaster thing? Yeah, little roller coaster. It's a bit messed up close at hand, but we are very, very close to terrain here. And then everything else, the car park from GTA, which is a lot bigger obviously, and this weird ramp thing, which goes up. And apparently when we get to the top, we find the area where Jesse met some gang members and they were quite happy to say, "Oh, Pokemon!" Let's put my arm out, let's just see where the Guardian is. Okay, and that road is familiar to anyone who's played GTA 5. I keep saying that, but you know, it's basically they took something that is huge in every direction and squashed it into a video game. It's mind-blowing, this place. America. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we abandon America for the time being? I think we shall. Let's go home. Let's go to my home. I wish there was a way of rotating the planet. Ooh, I just push the button and it goes boop, boop. Right, let's go and hover over the UK. The United Kingdom. Now, we'll take a quick detour via London because I feel everyone needs to know a few things about the UK. Like this little island here, which isn't London, but it is the Isle of Wight. It's the UK's largest penal colony. We put all of our murderers and anyone who's copied any software illegally goes to the Isle of Wight. And they get to experience things like... In fact, let's change us. There we go. So there's not a lot of height map data for the UK, unfortunately, which is... It's interesting. There's just a lot of flat maps, with the exception of this area here, which is all raised up. So we have these chalk outcrops here. Now these are the Needles. They haven't rendered the lighthouse that's on the end of it. There's a little speedboat going up here, but if we grab this and move ourselves closer... Oh, this is pretty cool. I'm going to kneel down for this. So these roads here, they do kind of look a bit straight. It's like, why would anyone build these big ass roads here? And what are these big paths? And what's this big concrete apron? And why is there so much concrete here? Was there a military installation here at some point? Well, I'm glad you asked. This is what's left of the old British space program. Yeah, we did have a space program which was based here on the very tip of the Isle of Wight. So if something blew up, it would send the blast wave out towards France. Because why not? We did actually put a satellite in orbit just before the British government decided to scrap the British space program, scrap all the rockets, and then give all the data to the Americans so they could carry on with their space program. So that's something people don't hear about that often. But yeah, a nice little curio there. And why don't we go and head off to London? London, which I think Sam Strippin is from. Well, I keep mentioning YouTubers because it... let's just bring that up. Because it's quite an easy thing for people to identify or even quantify or whatever. So we'll go and find London. Obviously one of the accents, one of the British accents that Americans are used to is the Cockney geezer. All right, me China. Cockney rhyming slang. Ooh, knees up, Mother Bran. Why don't we go and have a look at the Queen? Let's do that. So this is London. This is my capital city. If you're a tourist and you want to come to London, don't. It's a terrible, terrible place. No, actually, in all seriousness, there's tons of stuff to do in London. It is a very interesting city. A lot of people find it quite a nice city to be in. So if we sort of come down, we've got the London Eye, formerly the Millennium Wheel, because this thing was built as a temporary attraction for the Millennium. And then they said, well, actually it's pretty damn cool, why don't we just leave it there? So they did, and that's that. The Queen, oh, Big Ben, how are you? Well, actually it's Westminster Palace. So all of this used to have the kings and queens of the United Kingdom living in it. They were here and they were like, oh, I'm a king. I want to chop people's heads off and throw them in the river. And people were like, well, you can't do that even if you are the king or queen. Perhaps not chopping people's heads off is a good idea. And they were like, no, off of your head and then throw yourself in the river. That's how the kings and queens used to talk. This is... Boop. This is the clock tower. Does it give us a name? Nope. Big Ben is the bell that's housed inside it. So that's the thing. And this is the Westminster Clock Tower, part of Westminster Palace. It now holds the government, and the government sit here and do things like, oh, I wonder if we can tax all the people or the monies without them going and like turning into zombies and stuff. So that's the sort of thorny political problems they sort of have in London, I guess. Yeah, okay. This big ass square here apparently has the Winston Churchill statue in it. It's Parliament Square. If you see footage from outside of this place, typically it might be filmed here. I think it's grassy normally, but apparently they've filled it with sand because they all want to be at the beach. When you chop people's heads off, you want to be at the beach. Other buildings, we house bells and these things. That's exactly what we house. This is the bank. Is a bank? No, apparently it's a toilet. Oh, I think the toilets are down there, lads. So if you are coming to London and you want to know where the toilets are, first of all, find the British Parliament, and then the Thunderbox is nearby. So if you desperately need to do a number 1 or a number 2, first of all, you need to find the British governing body. Says a lot about our country, really. Can we just fly through London? So all these sort of weird geometric shapes are buses, which must have been caught up in some sort of scan. Yeah, this is about right. So a lot of concrete buildings, because there was a bit of a knees up, let's go through here. Whoa, a market. That is pretty impressive. And football? Football is, interestingly, not the British national sport. The British national sport is, in fact, drinking, binge drinking. So that's a thing. Norfolk House. I was giving us all the... This is really detailed. Really, really surprisingly detailed, in fact. We're going to find the Queen. Where's the Queen? I don't know. We're back at the river. Oh, the old power station. Oh, okay. That's a thing. So I'm lost in London now. Let's go and have a look at the power station. Bonk. So everything's going to render in. What is this? Sopwith Way. Why do I know this power station? Are they demolishing it? Yeah, Battersea Power Station. There we are. Yeah, this used to be, well, a source of power. And then they turned it to an art gallery. And I think one of the Dirt games had like a car gymkhana thing set up outside of it. Maybe, I don't know. It looks like they're doing stuff here. But I don't know how old these scans are. That's the thing. We've got to find the Queen. We found the railway. The Queen. We'll find the Queen and then we'll go home. I think that's... there we go. Let's go over here. Hello. Hello. We'll go and land here. Bonk. So this is the Queen's garden. She doesn't let poor people into it. Except these people. But they've got money, they're bankers. They don't have money, and they really don't do much with other people's money. They're just kind of really good bankers. Just all a bunch of bankers. And the Queen lives up here. Now, she's got these flags because it's laundry day, and the Queen has a lot of flags. So they just hang them up from lampposts and trees, along with people who have not amused the Queen. So their heads are probably chopped off. That's something that still happens in Britain. But we all kind of laugh it off. I mean, all these little sort of nubbly bits, they're probably people's heads. But this is Buckingham Palace. Yeah, Buckingham Palace. It's not that impressive real close up because the geometry is a little bit messed up. But if we look around, yep, it's a place. I shouldn't really nod my head too much. Somebody's got a red car. Hang on a sec. Is there one person with a red car and another person with a Mini? That looks like a Mini. All right. So yeah, this is where the Queen lives. The front is a bit of a facade, and that's where the servants live. And then this bit here, this is where the Queen sort of takes tea. And this area here is where the poor people go, and she takes an assault rifle and occasionally just shoots around them, because we don't advocate the shooting of poor people, but you know, just to liven up the poor people and to make sure that they are all not complaining about the squalor, the typhoid, diphtheria, whooping cough that still goes on amongst the British public. And this area is for the horses and the guards. So the guards are kind of let out of the palace at lunchtime, and they can all run around and eat straw along with the horses. So that's a thing that happens. I would be the most wonderful tour guide. So this is a part of the UK that is actually really well mapped. There's a lot of height map here. Why don't we just go and visit one last place that's not very well height mapped? And if you've been watching Stranded Deep, let's do this. Wow. Yeah, okay, so if you've been watching Stranded Deep, you'll know that I live somewhere with a lot of sea. And it is... Oh, wow, there we go. Just dragging the old world round. And it is this bit here. Now, from... Ooh, where is it? Where are you? So this place here, Launceston. Right in the middle of the screen, that's Launceston. That is the border of the county where I live in. So that town there. And there is a castle in Launceston, but it's kind of more of a ruin. Then we got Bodmin Moor. So if you've read any stories about Cornwall, this... where are you? This whole kind of area down here is Bodmin Moor. And then we keep going. We've got Victoria, so the main road runs... There is a main road, runs around here somewhere. And then if we keep going, we got Redruth, Poole, Camborne. All of these places I know because this is where I live. This is... Drink it in. It is a lot of sea. Let's go and look at St Ives Bay. I don't think there's a lot of like height data, height map or anything. Let's go and stand on Cabot Bay Beach, which is that one over there. In fact, okay. Let's have a little tour of the places in the world in which I live. Now, my head, and I know this about now, is about 1,000 feet up. I know this because I've flown an aeroplane from an airport over there to over here, and then to over there where the St Michael's Mount is. We'll go and have a look at St Michael's Mount. That'll be the last thing we do. But this very flat terrain is where I live. This is my home county, and I used to live in St Ives. I used to go to work here. This is my jam, my Jimmy jam. Well, how much did they manage to height map the harbour? Nope, it is a photograph. It literally is a photograph, and not a very good one either. A lot of people come to St Ives, which is this town, so all this kind of area here, on holiday from all over the world, and I don't know why. I really don't know why. And then we have Carbis Bay, which is this area next door. Then we've got Porthkidney, and then we've got Hale. Hale, which is not, it's not as good as it used to be back in the turn of the century. It used to be a big sort of mining community, and it's no longer a mining community. We've got the Towans, Towans, and then we've got the lighthouse now. Let's go and land. Woof. Well, the lighthouse has not been rendered, and that is a large problem with, well, quite a big area of the UK, in fact. But yeah, there's a Godrevy Lighthouse there, and this is as far as anyone would want to walk before having to go in that direction back up to Bristol Way. So Bristol Way is, well, that's where the Yogscast are. If you keep following the coast, you'll end up in Bristol, and you'll end up with the Yogscast. Last thing we'll do, if they rendered St Michael's Mount, oh no. That is very underwhelming. This is Newlyn, I think. Oh, Marazion. Okay, Marazion with St Michael's Mount, which hasn't been rendered at all. And then Penzance. Oof. All right, let's zoom up a bit. So we've got Penzance, we've got Mousehole, we've got Newlyn Harbour. So that's Newlyn Harbour, the big fishing harbour. If you eat fish from Cornwall, it's probably come from that harbour. We have Penzance. And then we have Mousehole. Where are you? Where are you, Mousehole? So this is Mousehole, famous for having a mousehole cat, or a Mousehole cat. So this tiny little harbour is where the Mousehole cat comes from. And then Land's End is over here somewhere. Yep, so Land's End is, this is the Land's End, well, this is the end of the land. There's no more land beyond here. Oh, I wonder if Porthkidney's been rendered. No. No. Ooh, yeah, maybe it has. So, not Porthkidney, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? I'm kind of, so this is Sennin Cove, big cove, lots of surfing. Great, not what I'm interested in. Ignore me, that wasn't Land's End, this is Land's End, obviously because there's a car park. Yeah. Oh, here it is. This cove here. This cove here. This little smudge, just kind of where there, is a shipwreck, and I've photographed that so many times. And it's on the beach. It is kind of there. It's a shame that none of this has really been height mapped properly, and the buildings haven't been drawn in. I'll tell you what, we can't leave it there. We cannot leave it there. Why don't we just zoom out and have a quick look at Bristol, home of the Yogscast, and then we'll call it a day. I honestly don't know how long this video is going to be, but, well, this is so much fun. I could spend hours doing this. So Bristol, Yogscast. I know where the old Yogscast building used to be. I wonder if they've height mapped this at all. Ooh, let's have a look at Cabot Circus. Let's do this. Okay, so Cabot Circus. It doesn't look anything from the top. Oh yeah, they have height mapped it. Brilliant, okay, fine. So my home county, no height map. Bristol, height map. And I'm going to say this area in front of us, vaguely waving our hands, is where the old Yogscast building used to be. Cabot Circus, which has been in quite a few Hat Films videos. You'd have seen them on the street kind of down there with a handycam occasionally. So yeah, there is a really good cinema. This building here right in front of us is a really good cinema. It's got so many screens. It's really good. So if you are in Bristol, there's a car park over there with the two sort of squirrely things, and then you take a walkway. Woof. You take this walkway with this weird glass, like the walls and the ceiling are really strange, really strange. They're kind of canted, so as you're walking, you're kind of a little bit dizzy, and then you go inside. And here, Cabot Circus, there's lots of restaurants on the upper floors and lots of shopping stuff on the lower floors. Actually, I wonder if they've rendered it as an open building. Not quite. You can kind of see in there. But yeah, it's so cool. It's so cool. So this is Cabot Circus. If you find yourself in Bristol and you think, oh, I need something to eat, go here and watch a film. Seriously. Now. Yogscast did move. Oh, I think if you watched listened to one of the Hat Chat films, and I think it was like a Christmas one, and Al Smithy was saying, oh, the buskers and stuff. Yeah, they were probably in this area here, just kind of plinking away on plinky stuff. There is a harbour in Bristol, which is good because the Bristol Harbour Festival is there. Should we just fly? That's much better instead of click dragging. Yeah! So we'll fly through here towards the harbour. I was here maybe a couple of weeks ago. This is brilliant. I mean, it's pretty low res, but I'm going to be honest, everything's very recognisable. So there is another cinema. So this blue building here, there is another cinema. And this one shows world films usually. And I've been here with my sister and we watched Studio Ghibli films. We watched, what did we watch? From Up on Poppy Hill, and we watched My Neighbor Totoro because they were rerunning it. And it's pretty damn cool. If you find yourself in Bristol, the harbour is obviously a good place to be. There's lots of restaurants again in the harbour area. And if you want something to do, there's these cranes which not really been rendered in properly. And this big building in front of us is a museum. It's the M Shed, which is again a really good place to go. In fact, you can get to it across one of the bridges. The amphitheatre. This is really weird. This is so strange. And then we'll take one last hop over to Bonk. So this is, I think it's Queen's Square. Now the trees are kind of getting in the way, but somewhere around here is the new Yogscast building. And even if I did know where it was, I wouldn't point it out because you don't do that. However, yeah, so that's Bristol. That's Bristol, that's Google Earth in VR. I almost forgot I was in VR, if I'm going to be honest. If it wasn't for the fact the headset was on my head. Yeah, no, this is just simply amazing. It is simply amazing. You know what, I'm going to have to sign off though. I'm going to have to sign off because I've just noticed there's so much more stuff to look at. And this video will just take up days and days and days. If you like this, leave a cheeky little like, leave a subscribe, leave a comment, because that'd be really interesting. And you know what? I will catch you next time. Bye.